G'day, we've got a real quick video for you today, and the reason we're doing this is because I don't generally do how-to guides if I can find a pretty good one on YouTube or online already, but this one I couldn't find a how-to guide for. This is how to change your driver's side shock absorber over on an Australian converted Ram truck. This is a 2005 Ram, it's a previous generation truck. Now, the online guides on how to change your shocks over are pretty straightforward. What we're doing here, or what we've been doing here today, changing the shocks over, steering dampener, some bushes and stuff, there's new sway bar links, some bushes and stuff been replaced on this while we've had the truck up, and came across a problem in fitting the driver's side shock. The reason is on the US trucks, the steering column and obviously all your steering linkages are on what we would say the left-hand side of the vehicle. In Australia, obviously it's right-hand side of the vehicle. So the videos will show you undo your the top of your strut, take the 3 bolts out, that take your shock tower out of the way, undo your 3 bolts, move that out of the way, pull the shock straight up. On the passenger side, the Australian passenger side, the left-hand side of the vehicle, that's really easy. No steering linkages, no brake booster. Take that off. Strut, the shock absorber comes straight out, no problems at all. On the driver's side, this wasn't manufactured with the brake booster and all your steering column and steering linkages on the right hand side of the vehicle, but that's where they are now. So when you go to pull the shock absorber up, it fouls on the brake booster, it fouls on part of the battery tray, and it fouls on all your steering linkages. So there's limited room for you to pull that out after you unbolt it, or take the bolt out of the bottom, 3 out of the top, and then the top of your shock absorber bolt, take that nut off, pull it straight out. You can't do it, can't be done because there's too much stuff in the way. So you can remove your battery tray, you can take your brake booster out, take your steering linkages apart, pull it out the top. That seems a bit more too complicated for me. So what we did was we took the spring out. So to do that, there's videos on YouTube to sort that problem out for you. But what you do pretty much is jack the vehicle up, have a trolley jack or similar underneath your front axle, lift it up, then take your sway bar link out. Take your sway bar link out, disconnect your brake line there's a bolt just in there, take your brake line out, and then release the trolley jack. Release the trolley jack, this will all fall down. Do the same on the passenger side, and then the suspension will depress to a point where the spring's no longer captive. Now on the passenger side, on the left-hand side of the vehicle, that was really easy. Dropped it down after taking it off this side and that side, dropped it down. I didn't need to take it off that side, but just out of curiosity. The spring wasn't captive anymore, it was loose, you could just lift it straight out. So if you wanted to change the spring over, that's how you do it. On the Australian truck, this was still held captive, so what we did was put a bottle jack in between the front axle and the chassis rails, and just gently jacked it up until this was no longer captive, it was loose, and we were able to move it off to the left and put it on such an angle that the shock absorber was able to come out the top through the engine bay. Now, if on your truck, if you did that and moved it to the left or whatever, and it still was fouling on something, if you had a hoist, what you could do is you could move this out and you could drop it out the bottom. We did drop it out the bottom for first hand, but because this is only supported on chassis stands, it wasn't high enough, we couldn't get it out, so we actually ended up taking it through the top with the spring offset a little bit. So that's how you do it. If you've got an Oz-spec truck and you want to know how to get your shock absorber out, that's what you're doing. We're fitting some Bilstein 5100s here. We've done that all around. The back of the vehicle, if you've got an Australian truck, just as you will find online, very, very simple. A couple of bolts, take them out, drop it out, no sweat at all. Passenger side, just as the videos online. Driver's side, if your shock is fouling on things that weren't there from factory, that's how you get it out. I hope this was useful. Thank you for watching.